Welcome to my first impressions Modern Warfare Zombies video. So let's dive straight into the core gameplay of how this works. So obviously it is heavily contract based. It is not round based at all, which is a big problem for a lot of people. And at the beginning, I also saw this as a bit of a problem, to be honest. I don't really like Outbreak, so that automatically made it so that this was also going to be a problem. However, I think they've done a bit of a better job than Outbreak did, to be honest. You can basically emulate round-based by using a method at the exfil sites, just calling in the helicopter over and over again, and that's basically the way to emulate it. So let's dive deeper then into the contracts. Now obviously there are 3 different threat levels, and there's contracts in all of them. Obviously, the higher up in threat level you go, the harder the contract becomes. So in threat 1, the contracts are mostly easy, but there are mercenary people in this, and when you get a contract that involves those, it's actually a lot more risky because these guys absolutely destroy you. I was playing with Russian and Dr. Blur, and wow, I got absolutely battered by a shield guy, and it was actually insane. It's kind of crazy how overpowered these mercenaries are. They probably need to be nerfed. But there's also other different challenges, like the escort challenge, the bounty challenges. They're actually quite fun to do. The bounty ones are probably more fun, but also they can be hard when you get up into the threat levels, especially threat level 3. Threat level 3 is actually very, very hard. It is not easy, and it is definitely challenging. So that is something to keep in mind. Do not join into a game and just decide, oh, I'm dead good at zombies, and go to level 3. Because I promise you, you will get mowed down and destroyed by these zombies in milliseconds. That is how insane the threat level 3 is. Contracts are the key way that you get your essence. Obviously, essence is important. You need essence to be able to buy perks, go to the Pack-a-Punch, and all that kind of thing. Additionally, they're obviously also the way that you get items from the game. So, your things like the ether tools, the rare Ethereum crystals for Pack-a-Punch, the recipes, and all that type of stuff. Now, the problem with this is your stash space in game. You have like 10 slots of stash, and that is a very, very big problem. And the reason for that is because how the hell are you meant to have all these different items on you and stashed away for you to bring into games when you're extremely limited in how many items you're allowed to have in a stash? They need to increase the limit on this, like, before the game came out. Now, getting some of the items is actually kind of easy. Like, for example, I got 2 of the Pack-a-Punch 1 crystals from 1 contract. I even got an ether tool from 1. I got a rare ether tool from another. But getting the higher level Pack-a-Punch crystals, very rare. And getting the higher tier tools from the low contracts is also rare. In terms of the other things that we actually want from contracts, being the recipes, the plans, I actually have only found 1 in the 5 hours that I've played the game. And I believe that was because I did a bounty contract in the 3rd threat level. And it's hard. It is hard. These zombies are super sprinters and they will mow you down. You got to be careful, but grinding the contracts is absolutely the way that you're going to make progress in this game, and you cannot avoid them. If you actually want to make proper progress and be able to go into games with items and all that kind of thing, you absolutely have to do contracts. Moving on from contracts then, the lack of vehicle spawns is bad. I would really like to see them increase the amount of vehicles that spawn in on the map, because sometimes you're literally just on a running simulator mission to find a vehicle. This is zombies, it's not Warzone. Please give us more vehicles. And a big final point that I do want to touch on is it's annoying that it's so co-op based, but it is also interesting at the same time. It's less fun as a solo in this game. You really actually need friends and teammates to be able to play this game, because if you're trying to do anything in the tier 3 zone, especially on your own, you are going to die. And if you don't die, you're going to spend 95% of your time in that area with your fists out, stamina perk on, and just running away. Because the amount of zombies and amount of damage needed to kill them is a lot. And to be able to output all that damage by yourself is practically impossible. Even the tier 2 threat level is quite a problem sometimes. So I would heavily recommend making sure that you're trying to find teammates, you're trying to find friends to play with, because without them, you're going to struggle a lot in this game. Okay, so overall, I think the game is okay. I can't say it's great, and I can't say it's amazing or anything, but I think it's okay. It's good enough, I suppose. I would like to see more added to it. I'm not really sure in what way they would be able to add more and more, But I really would like to see what they could do further with this game mode and make it even more engaging and entertaining in terms of actually being able to kill zombies more. Doing the contracts is fun and all, and yes, there's zombies involved, obviously, especially for some of them, like the bounty, but I want to see more. Obviously, round-based is more superior. My opinion is not going to change on that, but I don't feel like I need to say this game mode is bad, because it isn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. And there actually is quite a lot to grind in terms of getting all the different recipes and plans and stuff. So it's an interesting twist and an interesting attempt at making zombies this way, but I still would prefer to see round-based more. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like, drop a follow, subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.